Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Kent Tilley, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to talk to you guys about which provinces are the best and worst to live in as far as just income tax is concerned, depending on different levels of income. I think a lot of times when you hear about this, you hear, well, which province is the best for high income earners, and generally across the board that has been Alberta for as long as I can remember. Until not that long ago, even the highest marginal tax rate in Alberta was 39%, where other provinces were up near 50 at the time. We have now gone up quite substantially, but Alberta is still the best for high income earners. But I wanted to look at average Canadians first, see which provinces come out ahead, and then I'm going to talk about a few different income ranges, and then I'm actually going to talk about how I rank them. Now, this has nothing to do with anything other than income taxes and provincial tax brackets in these provinces, and where their basic personal amounts come in. It doesn't have to do with cost of living. We all know that BC and Ontario, especially in Vancouver and Toronto, cost of living is extremely high, so your income's not going to go as far because you have to spend so much on housing and other things. But let's just get into it. We'll take a look. I'll walk you through. The first people I'm going to walk through are the people that earn $30,000 a year, which is approximately minimum wage in every province. $15 an hour equates to about $30,000 in income. And at the top, the best tax rate for anyone is in BC. If you make $30,000, you're paying $2,883 in income tax to the federal government and the BC government. And at the bottom is Manitoba. Manitoba really doesn't like low income earners. And you can see that in a different video I did, which hasn't been posted yet, but talk about the basic personal amount. Manitoba's is really low. So in Manitoba, if you make $30,000 a year, you're paying $4,318 in income tax. The difference being, in BC, you have over $1,400 extra dollars in your pocket just because you paid less in tax if you made 30 grand. So from that perspective, BC is much better than Manitoba. Alberta comes in second for low income people, and I'll rank them. You can see this bottom one, they're all ranked. We'll see. The next one I went with was 61,000 because that was the average income in Canada in 2022. So I thought, well, why not use that number? So that's why I used 61,000. BC still wins this one. If you make 61,000, you're paying $10,205 in income tax to the federal government and the BC government. And Nova Scotia comes in dead last here. You're paying $3,700 more in Nova Scotia to earn $61,000 than you are in BC. They're paying almost $14,000 in income tax on that amount. Quite a bit higher for people in Nova Scotia. And I know, property values have gone up quite a bit there, so they're struggling. Manitoba still kind of rolls around 7th or 8th from here on out. And you'll see that Nova Scotia and Quebec just start costing people a whole heck of a lot of money as they earn more money. $100,000, BC is still in the lead, paying $21,447 in income tax in BC on $100,000 income. And Nova Scotia, you're paying over $7,000 more, paying $28,457 in Nova Scotia if you make $100,000. Keep on moving over here at $200,000, and I don't know exactly where the break-even point is, but at some point here, probably around the $175,000 range. Alberta takes over BC in this regard. They're not penalizing people as much for making high rates of income. It's still quite a high rate of tax. So they're paying $61,438 on $200,000. And in Quebec, you're paying $75,566, which is what? So 75, that's an average tax rate of over 37.5% compared to Alberta, which is 30.5% on 200,000. So quite a significant difference. 7% on $200,000 is a lot of money. So in Quebec, you've got 14,000 less in your pocket if you're making $200,000. And then I went lastly up to $300,000. So in Alberta, you're paying $106,847, and in Quebec, you're paying $127,777, which is $20,930 more than you're paying in Alberta if you're making 300 grand, which quite a bit of money. So I mean, I think if you have a good remote job, moving from one of these places to Alberta where the cost of living is relatively low, or Saskatchewan where it would be much lower because BC and Ontario are so expensive. New Brunswick always sort of lands in the middle, and this was kind of what I liked. I wanted to see, okay, like, let's add it up, see which place they're in for each one of these things, and this is all how this graph worked that I created. So BC is first, and then second at 200,000, and third at 300,000. So in total, I would say BC has won this income tax war. At least they are charging the least. Overall, Alberta is in pretty good shape. They've got 2, 3, 3, 1, and 1 with 10 points in total. And then we're just moving all the way up. Nova Scotia is just hammering its residents. They're 9th, 10th, 10th, 9th, and 9th. And Quebec is like kind of nice to low income earners, and then they jack it all the way up as you go on. PEI, and Manitoba are sort of in the bottom, and BC, Alberta, Ontario, and Saskatchewan are generally the more favorable provinces to live in. I'm sorry for anybody that lives in the Yukon or the Northwest Territories or Iqaluit or Inuvik or Nunavut. Nunavut. I didn't include them. I just wanted to do the provinces in this case, but where I found these numbers very easily, you go to the Ernst & Young income tax calculator, you put in your number, and you can see each province and territory in order. So that's where I came up with it from. I just thought it would maybe be something sort of interesting to know, or if you wanted to retire in a place that had lower income tax rates for when you're retiring, you're pulling your money out, you're being taxed, and you don't care where you live anymore. Well, it looks like maybe not moving to places where your income's going to be below 61,000. You would want to be somewhere in BC or Alberta or Saskatchewan if you can afford the housing there. So just something to think about, not really a lesson, more just something that I kind of wanted to talk about, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys are well. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Be interested to hear your thoughts on it, and we'll see you very soon. Cheers.